Welcome to the Drunk Linux User. I'm Len. I'm the Drunk Linux User. Hope you had a great Christmas and everybody is safe and sound. And today I'm going to talk about a few of my favorite things. And one of those favorite things is going to be GIMP. GIMP is a poor man's version of Photoshop. It's free. It's available on Windows, Mac, and Linux. And they've just recently come out with a new update, 2.10.30. And it's supposed to have better compatibility with Photoshop files. So if you ever need to try to use it in that respect, please download it and tell me how it worked for you. I don't deal too much with Photoshop files actually. But GIMP is a very, very powerful program, and it's not just for image manipulation as far as like your tweaking your photos and such. People can also use it for artwork. And it's great for the workflow if you're using Scribus or Inkscape, and I highly recommend it. It's very nice. If you want to find out more about what has been updated in this particular version, you can come to this page right here. I'll have all the links available in the show notes, and I think it is just the slickest thing. Even when I was using Windows, I would put GIMP on, even though I had Photoshop. I just like it. Another thing that I'm going to talk about is a piece of software I said had not been talked about recently because of its controversial subject and nature, and that is Audacity. And guess what? All of a sudden, everybody's talking about Audacity again. Well, Audacity had been free, open source, had been community driven, and it's been purchased by Muse. And Muse kind of made a lot of, I would say, changes to the way Audacity reported where it never reported before. And by that I mean it logs who is installing from what location, not necessarily your name, but your IP address and things along that line. They also had a restriction on there about children 13 or younger or under 13 that could not use their software. I'm not really sure why that was. I can only guess that it may have had something to do with the privacy laws, perhaps out of Europe. That is just a guess. I have no idea. But Audacity has come out with a new version, 3.1.3. It's supposed to load your projects 50 times faster than before, and that is amazing. And they keep adding more functionality to the software. Now, regarding the phone home situation, there's an article in here that came out last July, actually, that's talking about the problems that I referred to recently. And the Muse developers have come back and said, we have removed the provision that discourages children under 13 years old from using Audacity. We have taken steps to ensure that we never store a full IP address. We now truncate it before hashing or discard it entirely, and have reflected this change in the privacy policy document, which that privacy policy document had been very, very confusing from the onset, and a lot of people just could not understand what was going on with it, and rightly so. They also say we have made some changes to how we process error reports to ensure that we never store any potentially identifiable information. As with any software that reports back for whatever reason, you have to make a decision on your own. Do you want to trust them, or do you want to look somewhere else? The article continues, and from the author it says, Audacity 3.0.3 will by default send your IP address, operating system name, and Audacity version to the company's servers so that they can determine how many users they have in each country and on each platform, which is, they say, very helpful for development efforts. That's understandable. Your IP address is never stored in a complete form on their servers and interjected, they say, and will be instantly anonymized so that no one can identify you. So, other than that, bug and error reporting capabilities are disabled by default. If you want to go ahead and let them know that there was a problem and you want to send it on to them to get it fixed for the next version, for example, turn the error reporting on. It's off by default. You have that choice. So, it's up to you. You have a choice, like I said before. This is also being talked about on OMG Ubuntu, and there's a lively description down here that talks about a lot of the different controversies, and there are definitely different viewpoints being offered here. I'm just offering this as one set of comments to look at. I would suggest looking at others as well. Okay, don't make up your mind just based on what you're seeing on one site. If all of this still turns you off and you don't want to have anything to do with Audacity, even an older version, like I use 2.3.3 and it has no phone home capabilities whatsoever, and for what I use it for, it works perfectly. But if you don't want to use it, you can use a fork. I'm not talking about a dining utensil, I'm talking about a fork of the program. It's called Tenacity. It's free as well. It has no phone capabilities. I think I said that right. Phone home capabilities. And it works just like Audacity. And there may be a few things that aren't quite up to speed with the latest versions. But if you want something that is closer to what was released maybe back in July, October, then I think Tenacity is a good alternative for you. A lot of people started looking for alternatives, and OCEN audio was one of them. I've tried it with different desktops environments, with different systems like Ubuntu, Linux Mint, Manjaro, and I keep getting clicks and pops in the audio. I just don't use it. So I'm personally using Audacity 2.3.3, which is available in my repositories, and it's working like a charm. I have no need for something that opens 50 times faster because my stuff just opens like that anyway. So, regardless, I'm going to leave you with that. And don't forget our words of wisdom. Don't drive drunk. Don't drink and drive. Don't go to eBay or Amazon all buzzed up because you think, I found the coolest stuff. You probably didn't. Bottoms up. Later, dudes.